Welcome back to Dateline Schools. There's a special opportunity for school leaders and the community to learn more about the 21st century skills our students need to be successful in this digital economy. It's the third annual 21st Century Learning Symposium coming up in late August. And to tell us all about it, my guest now is the Director of Education Services here at St. Clair County RESA, Dr. Joanne Hopper. And Joanne, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Terry. Good to be here.
Whether we want to admit it or not, the skills our children need to be successful are a lot different than when you and I went to school. How different are they now?
Absolutely. Much more problem solving and creativity are involved in the workforce today, and a lot of collaboration and team building as opposed to single on the line jobs where you're working alone.
And the one thing we hear a lot about too are 21st century skills today, and obviously that's the theme for the symposium coming up in August. What do we really mean by 21st century skills for our students?
There are several different organizations and people that have identified those, but typically they're looking at problem solving, critical thinking, collaboration skills, creativity, and the like. And
then of course too, we throw in the mix of technology and all of those new inventions and things coming down. What does that add to the mix too?
Well, actually, when they talk about 21st century skills, technology is a part of it, but really the students growing up today are digital natives, and so that's just a part of their lives. So I hear less about the skills themselves and more about those are just tools to learn, and help us perform the tasks that we need to do.
And that's really a change from what we had maybe right around the year 2000, where the technology was really key, but now it's just using it as a tool and a means of getting to where we want to be, right?
Absolutely. That's one thing that has really kind of taken me back, because you're right, we have focused on that and what skills do we have and what kinds of software can we use, and every day a new tool is coming out, but I think they say that those tools are really kind of ubiquitous. They just become a part of us in how we operate and live. So while that might be true in our lives outside of school, we're still trying to weave those technologies into the school, though.
Okay. Now you mentioned too that our students today are digital natives. Can you explain that, what you mean by that a little bit?
Well, I think our last presenter that we had here, Stephen Heppell, was really pointing out that students that are born within the last 10 years have really known nothing else. And I have a 2-year-old granddaughter. She just turned 2. She knows how to use my iPad Touch. Other people are saying, kids just pick this up and they know how to do it. Turn it on, find their application, shift the pages, switch to a different application, all kinds of things. Kids are just, their toys are all digital, and they just communicate that way.
Yeah, I find that too. I have a 6-year-old granddaughter, the same thing. She's got her own email account now and different things, and she Skypes and all those kind of unique things that we never dreamed of.
No.
I mean, that was sci-fi for us.
Exactly.
How are our local schools doing in helping our students gain those 21st century skills?
Well, I'm really proud of our school leaders. For the past 3 years, as you know, and a little longer, we've been really focusing on what are the skills that our students are going to need and how do we bring those to the classroom. So our superintendents, our boards of education, our principals and teachers are really, I think, taking the action that they need to go out and learn the skills themselves and bring them into the classroom.
Coming up on August 26th, we have the third annual Symposium Learning Conference coming up. Why is RESA putting such an effort in this, and this now being the third annual?
Well, we're one of the few RESAs in the state of Michigan that is doing so, and from our superintendent, Mr. DeGrow, and all of our local superintendents on down, I think we all feel this urgency to really understand what kinds of skills our students are going to need, what is the global marketplace demanding of us, and that's really how we started 3 years ago, and we're just continuing that because we know we really need to embrace this and understand what it means for us, and how do we leverage our funds. We're gaining ideas about that, and how do we use the tools. It's just a whole breadth of learning that we're engaged in.
Who are some of the presenters that will be coming this year?
Well, we've got Mark Prensky. He actually is the gentleman that coined the term digital natives several years ago. So he's coming from New York. He works with many contractors, including the military, with all of the training that they're doing now. So much of that is delivered digitally and in a gaming format. So he's written several books, Don't Bother Me Mom, I'm Gaming, and that kind of thing. We have Rushton Hurley, an educator from California, who is joining us, and we have many Michigan educators. We have Brian Setzer from North Carolina. He's the director of the North Carolina Virtual School, and you actually got, for the third year, secured Google to come. So we're really excited about that. And we have Steve Dembo from Discovery Education. So we've got a wide variety of people.
Now, do you have students presenting too?
We're hoping to have a student expo in the afternoon. That's one of the things that Mark is really passionate about. Many of the technology conferences you go to, the missing element is students, and we involve students our first year and did not last year, and so we'd like to bring students back. So we're looking for students who are out there using technology in their lives for fun and learning and just to amaze us and show us what they can do.
Who are you hoping will attend the conference, and is it open to the community as well?
Okay, it is open to the community. We're hoping that every superintendent, every building administrator, many classroom teachers, boards of ed, and community leaders will come. So it's wide open.
Where can the community and people, parents and board members and all those get information on this symposium?
They can find information on RESA's website, www.SCCRESA.org, or they can call our office at 810-455-4001 and register.
Now, this is the third annual. What have you learned from the previous two?
I've learned that we need to stay abreast of our skills. I've learned that we need to create classroom environments where the types of learning, the skills that students are going to need, the critical thinking and problem solving, are developed. We have to change the way we teach. It can't be sit and get. It's got to be a new environment and a new learning design. And we're also inviting a whole group of architects to join us. I recently attended a Midwest Architect Conference for which Stephen Heppell came all the way from England. And Young Zhao was there talking about his global perspective on education as well. And so together we're going to learn about what kind of environments we need to create together to foster this type of learning.
Again, that's the third annual 21st Century Learning Symposium coming up on August 26th at Portier Northern High School. To get more information, visit the RESA website at SCCRESA.org for more information. Joanne, thank you for joining us, and thank you for joining us on this edition of Dateline Schools.